Hello and welcome back to Bickington Photographic Club's YouTube's tutorials channel. As you know, we are currently working in Photoshop. This is tutorial number 5 in the series. You can use this tutorial as a standalone, although if you're not familiar with Photoshop you may want to start at the beginning and work your way through, which indeed you may well have done. If that's the case, you'll have seen in the previous tutorial we were looking at our spot healing tool, which we have selected here, and we were removing the power lines that were running through the sky here because they were a distraction. Now there are two other items that we mentioned that we wanted to remove. We've got our telegraph pole here and also the top of this tree. They're not adding anything to the image. In fact, if anything, they're causing a distraction. So we want to go ahead and remove them. And in this tutorial we're going to concentrate on using the patch tool to remove this section of tree. So here's how we're going to do it. First and foremost, you want to use the zoom to actually bring yourself into the area that you want to work on. That's probably just a little bit too far, so we'll come back out just a tad and we'll use our sliders on the sides there just to bring us up to the area that we're going to work in. So you want to give yourself some space to the right of where you're working, because that's actually going to become very important space. In fact, it's going to become this space here. Now I'll show you how that's done. So instead of using the brush tool, we're going to go ahead and use a patch. Now we want the patch set to content aware up here, and we want to go ahead and draw round our tree. Outside of the image automatically gives you a nice straight line up and across like so. Now if you give yourself just a little bit of slack around the edge like that, you don't have to be too intricate in what you're doing, and then come along the roof of the car here. This is where you do want to be just a little bit more accurate if possible. And then up here you've got these notes here which allow you to either add to what you've already selected or subtract from what you've selected. So if I click add to selection, then I can actually just move things around just a little bit to increase the area that I'm actually working with. Once I've done that, if I come back to a standard patch, because I'm in content aware, what it's going to do is it's going to copy its surroundings exactly the same as it did with the spot brush. So take the patch and just start to move it, and as you can see, as I'm moving into the negative space to the right, it's cloning what it sees and covering up my tree. Now you want to be careful how you do this. You don't want to be down here because obviously you're going to have roof, and you don't want to be up here because you're going to be off the screen and your tree comes back. So just try to choose an area that matches up nicely. Don't worry about little bits and bobs of cloud that appear, and just let go of your mouse button when you're happy, and what that'll do is it'll process something a little bit like that. Now this isn't perfect. You can see along this edge that we've got some blemishes which just shouldn't be there, and that's where we can combine the use of our spot brush. Because we've still got this area selected, the spot brush is only going to work inside the selected area. So I could do anything I want out here and it's not going to make any changes, as you can see. However, as soon as I come inside the selected area, it's making changes. Now what we're trying to do is just smooth things off here, and we might not want this cloud in here because it looks too similar to this cloud over here, so we could take that out and just leave the blue sky. Now you can see where we're going to have a problem when we deselect with this edge, but that's something that we have to handle separately. So go ahead and deselect the area, and you can see that you've got this ridge running across here, which doesn't look particularly nice. in the next tutorial, we're going to show you not only how to tidy that up a little bit using a different tool, but also then using that same tool to get rid of the telegraph pole on the other side. So stay tuned for tutorial number 6, which is coming up shortly. This is Bickington Photographic Club's YouTube tutorials channel. I hope you're enjoying the tutorials and learning, and yeah, we'll catch you soon. Cheers now, bye.